Howdy friends, Editor JT here. I just wanted to stop by before the episode to let you know that the Deprogram is now officially available on Means TV. If you're not already familiar with Means, it's a worker-owned cooperative and an explicitly socialist streaming service. You can find everything from our content, to original series like Means Morning News, to feature-length documentaries like Abby Martin's Gaza Fights for Freedom, with more great content being added every day. If you're looking for a way to support the channel, or you're just after that premium commie slop, consider signing up for Means TV with the link below. As a little thank you for gorging yourselves at the Deprogram trough, you can get 20% off your first month or your first year with the annual plan when you use our link. Every sign-up directly supports your boys here at the Deprogram and the entire Means Cooperative. Thanks for your consideration. Now, on to the show.
Have you seen that video of that crab that's walking on the seafloor? There's this pipe that's sucking water or whatever for whatever reason, and the crab just passes by and goes and just disappears into the tube. I was just thinking about that.
Hell yeah. Glad for you.
It's almost as interesting as the question that has been plaguing the entirety of the internet for the last 3 days.
I wouldn't know.
With the most annoying people participating, but also disappointingly some people you respect participating. So I kind of semi-respect the two of you, so I want to bring you into the main thing that is happening on the internet because you are troglodytes that don't use electricity.
Yes, right.
And that's would one gorilla defeat 100 men or vice versa?
Gorilla.
My
100%.
internet cut out.
Your internet cut out? Okay, it's an important question. You go repeat it.
What is the question? What is it? 100 people versus a gorilla?
Versus a gorilla. So
gorilla.
You guys are on the internet, you stupid fucks.
I know it's an easy assumption to make. You said gorilla, and I'm like, okay, it's going to be about, all right.
Okay. So yes, who would win, a gorilla or 100 dudes?
Gorilla.
That's fucking stupid.
Absolutely gorilla. They would.
No,
they could.
the
They
dudes.
could.
That's 100 dudes. You know how many 100 men
Are they armed?
No, fist. You don't have weapons. Yeah, of course we kill it if we're armed. That is why we are superior to monkey, okay?
Ain't
No,
way.
I am an unironic human supremacist. Like, I'm very proud of it. I am a speciest to the fucking
Can you pick
core.
up something off the floor and throw it at the thing?
No, like you're in a white room, one of those game development rooms that has no items in it, nor does it have stuff that you can pick up.
At it,
and all of your you're all like cocks out, like you're completely naked. 100 dudes versus a gorilla. And JT, but no, let me put him in his place. No,
go on, yeah.
Let me put him in his place. He's like 100 dudes versus gorilla. He's like gorilla, but now the internet will judge you.
Okay.
100 women versus a gorilla.
Gorilla.
They're still human beings.
Oh, you're telling me women would not be able to? Oh my God!
I'll tell you what, they'll complain the gorilla to death.
I love how you do the white man, the white man voice.
The white man doing a white man impression.
Here's a better question: 100 children. Let's say they're all 8 years old.
Oh, I love that
108-year-old
versus a gorilla.
Jesus Christ!
No,
What is the point of this fucking
versus a single man versus a single adult 30-year-old man versus 100 5-year-olds though?
I think 100 5-year-olds could
You know
take
this is
an
a Family Guy bit, right?
Is it?
Where they're recording a podcast and then Peter starts talking about killing children, and it's like he'll put them in a stall, and then they'll start running at him, and they'll kick.
Are we
them
being punked by Ugopnik?
No, I wish I was that smart, or that I watched enough Family Guy.
This. Let's see.
But okay, so Family Guy or South Park?
My God.
Family Guy. I hate South
South Park. Fuck you. South Park used to be good, or that's at least like member brain of my when I was young.
A silverback gorilla can lift over 1,700 pounds of dead weight, over 800 kilos. Bruh.
So that's
okay. And
10
how much
husky dudes? That's or not even husky. 80 kilograms is not that much.
But okay, 10 husky dudes, 90 dudes would beat the living fucking shit out of 10 of the strongest husky dudes. No, man, we are absolutely annihilating the fucking gorilla. Are you?
I don't think so. Okay, how about this? Here's what we do. Let me think this through. All right, we get 100 guys. We rob a zoo. There's no way if we can beat a gorilla, we can beat a zookeeper. I'll tell you that.
Beast ideas right now.
I put 100 guys, and oh my God,
against
gorilla. I will tell you that is the one Mr. Beast episode I would watch, and I would bet my life savings on the gorilla.
As long as he's the one who gets beat to death.
We're talking a silverback gorilla, right?
Yeah,
we're talking
one.
like not a
the
chimpanzee.
One that goes, the one that runs in
down.
circles in that little pool thing. And that one, I love that.
Ride
one.
wife, life good. Kill wife, that one. Yeah.
Isn't it like all of us have
watching
this?
Us even anymore?
Dude, you said
Numbers
let's
go
do
up.
this type of episode, and now you fucking sit in that corner and take it.
Fine.
And like there is a reactionary sentiment in all of us regarding this or that like cultural aspect. One that I've been rediscovering in myself after I watched a bunch of like documentaries about gladiators is that like I would find it absolutely disgusting and fucked up that a state will use literal enslaved human beings to beat each other to death as entertainment. But I would also go and watch. I would absolutely buy that ticket, and I would go and I would 100%
That's kind of the appeal
watch.
of UFC and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah,
Isn't
the blood
it?
sport stuff.
Yeah. We just adapted by making it
I'm
like
still reading
less
about
final.
this.
But isn't it fun? Isn't it funny? Because, okay, real like dialectical materialist question: did we stop letting the fighters in blood sports die because of ethical development of our psyche, or because if they die, we can't milk the living shit
their
out
suffering.
of them? Yeah, for like 100 different fights.
Yeah, who
If they
cares
die,
if
they
slowly
can't come back.
develop like permanent brain damage from the.
But they'll still be coming back, right? But if the guy dies, like if Conor McGregor gets fucking murdered by one of those Dagestani Chads,
Or a gorilla.
we can't have him have like comeback stories or attempt to apparently become the president of Ireland.
Yeah.
What? Why does every washed up, thank you, sir, personality with a rape allegation come back and think they need to be a politician?
Because there's only so many like supplement endorsements you can make. Like there's an upper ceiling to what the fuck he can do. So eventually
supplements your own liquor brand, and then that's
maybe some reality show at
commercial,
the very most, like nothing else, right? One documentary, and then afterwards, finally you do the grifter book that's ghostwritten. And well, there's nowhere else to go, so you go into politics, and you always appeal to this particular stupid, like, oh, he was so cool, and this, that, right?
Or you start a podcast.
Has anyone ever fought a gorilla?
Okay, you are still.
I'm still on it.
There's probably like 300 articles online that actually
No documented cases.
analyze it.
Of somebody in a ring with a gorilla. The gorilla would
Just in
kill
general.
a single person, yes.
Yeah.
Unless they're armed, of course. I mean, Bassiani. There's a movie about this. Isn't Tarzan the second Tarzan movie?
Tarzan
Where they go and they
2,
steal
he
the-
fights the gorilla.
But doesn't he become, oh, gorilla is family. I love family gorilla.
Dude, Tarzan is such a great fucking movie.
And the gorilla's like, oh, we love you, but now there are other humans coming. And it's like an allegory for colonialism. And he's an allegory of how like two different groups of people can live together.
All right, how about we get to the topic at hand, which is touching grass, guys. Let's get to because none of this.
I'm gonna get
is
stuck on this
grass.
gorilla thing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Deprogram. Today we have a lovely, luscious, scrumptious, voluptuous episode for you. We've been speaking about things that are relatively heavy or in depth.
Yeah.
And
Very
we
deep.
thought, exactly right,
Throating
just like
those
JT.
topics. Now we're just
Yep.
taking the tip,
Exactly right.
smoking that coffee.
You idiots.
So now we thought we'd do something a little bit lighter. And we
Show and tell.
discussed-
Show and tell.
Exactly
Talk about
right.
fun things.
Yay.
Harry
We're talking
Potter.
about touching grass, talking about how things that we enjoy doing together or apart or to each other. Before we get into any of all this, I would love to...
Gooning.
Exactly right. I would like to thank all our patrons and all the people who make this possible. Generally, this is not possible without any of you guys. We would not be able to have the output that we do, the quality that we do, or the fantastic community that we love more than anything else that we do without your guys' support. So,
Go now, link, press button.
1,000 mois on you guys.
So next time in episode we say thank you Patreon, you're like, oh my god, that's me. Oh,
Is me.
Me is me. They say thank you me, very good. So link,
Exactly
click,
right.
and the ones that are already there, stay there.
Become a parasocialist.
Stay.
Exactly right. Boys, today we're going to discuss things in and around, adjacent to touching grass, in the relative vicinity of touching grass. I want to hear from you boys first. What is it that you like to do? How do you unwind? How do you decouple or uncouple? What the fuck? You know what I mean. Disconnect.
There you go. Check out. Yeah. Well, what do we want to start with? I've got lots of options here. I've got some items to show as well. And here, obviously, a magic deck. I can show you guys magic cards. Over here, for many years, I've been into designing board games in my spare time. And I finally decided to, try to get one finished and maybe even published. So I'm almost got a prototype ready to play. So that'll be
Can
fun.
I get in as an early investor or some shit, bro?
I ain't gonna make much money with board games, but sure, what the hell?
Have you seen board game
I want to lose
Kickstarters?
25% of my...
If we're talking Cards Against Humanity, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, or
you can
those
make that
Exploding
money,
Kittens, which is actually a great game, by the way. It's a great game. The fuck?
Poetry for Neanderthals, very fun. Have you seen that one? You can only...
Now you're just saying words.
No, it's great. It's a game where it comes with an inflatable club, like wooden club, and you can only describe the prompt with single syllable words, and your team has to guess what you're trying to describe. And if you use more than one syllable words, like if you say woman, the person with the club who's next to you on the other team will smack you in the head with it, and then you have to continue and you lose a point for that card. It's really fun. Poetry for Neanderthals. Good game.
I don't know. All the stuff, just from the names I can tell millennials made it, and it hurts me.
It all does fall into that, yeah.
Dude, I played Cards of Humanity very recently against my will, because I was with a bunch of people who were significantly older than me. By significantly older than me, I mean a few years older than JT.
It's like that gif of the World War II soldier aging.
Sorry, I'm teasing you. I'm teasing you.
I'm hip.
But I remember playing it many years ago, and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of funny. Okay, cool." Back when it was
Pac-Man guzzling.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was playing it.
Cat shit on mother. No, it was funny like 10 years ago.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, these people were like playing it and losing their shit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Either my humor is damaged because of just Gen Z, Gen Alpha shit or whatever. Like the internet, or it just never was that funny. It's just like, oh, what would Hitler like to come on? Your mom. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah. We literally remade it. Okay, board game designer next to me. I guess I'm an experienced board game designer. We ironically remade Cards Against Humanity in our university, but with professors, staff involved, popular students, absolutely everybody, like niche things connected to the town, to the university problems that it might have had. And we sold it in order to basically pay for this big show that we made.
Fun.
That kind of reverse Oscars type show. It was, that's when I started editing videos, funnily enough. Learning how to. Yeah, that was really good. And the game was pretty decent. And then we got a shit ton of flack from understandably to an extent, from the academy, because I will now invent names of, deans. Because people would take photos and post Instagram stories that would say like, Dean John loves fucking little children.
Oh my
and
God.
it was not very fun. We were called, do you guys like to do one of those council things? That was awkward.
Damn.
But they didn't do anything because we're like, dude,
it's for fun.
It's a game, free speech, haha, something. Itch. But yeah.
We do.
But yeah,
nothing of the sort in my university. It was actually, that's something very interesting.
A den of misery. You boys keep talking. I got to make sure the dogs are inside. Hold on.
Medical universities are intensely apolitical, or not apolitical. That's very incorrect. They're very political, actually. But I mean, not interested.
You lived out there for a moment.
Yeah, exactly right. I meant,
of course.
Not apolitical. I mean, they could not be interested in politics in that way. Med students, even in general. I mean, it's kind of changing a little bit. Maybe when I was a med student, it was a little bit more, I guess, restricted. But there's no clubs, or like when you're a med student or a medical school, there's no club, there's no like groups or after uni type of things that you belong to, you just do medicine and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Right. Which is something I always felt kind of, so about, because I remember a bunch of other people I knew who went to various other more like humanities focused schools, and they had different kinds of, left wing organizations that they could chill in. We had nothing of the sort. I used to sit, it was kind of a vibe. I used to sit in what was a very popular shisha bar. Well, not bar, but so we would sit on the floor, on the carpets, and we'd have shisha, and we'd be drinking tea, and I'd be sitting with people. I'd be telling them about sanctions, and they'd be arguing what the fuck, why they're there, and it was like, oh yeah, well, there's something called surplus value extraction.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
We were always that, and to an extent, I cannot help myself but be that, especially I don't know, once midnight hits or 1 a.m. hits and I'm out in town and it's a place without very loud music, though sometimes I'm that toxic that even loud music doesn't stop me. And that's ironic because this is a grass-touching episode where I'm literally saying that I'm doing probably something that all three of us would agree that you should not be doing all the time. Your particular level of class consciousness and understanding of socialism and understanding of just how fucked up capitalism is, et cetera, is not supposed to be 100% of your personality, and it's not supposed to be something that you dedicate every waking moment to because you're gonna burn out so fucking fast. But also it's so much fucking it's in you and you're there and people are just trying to have fun and you're like,
I'm gonna ruin
Trotsky,
it.
that motherfucker. Like, who? Censored that name, sorry.
Yeah. For me, when I'm out with friends doing stuff and someone brings up something even remotely, when I'm doing stuff, my response when someone brings up something even remotely political is like, bro, everything happens so much. And then I just move on. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I just want to grill.
We have a green card in this case that I use sometimes, especially when it's obvious that I'm talking to a troglodyte. It's dude, I'm not at work. Okay.
Yep.
Not at work. I do this as a profession. So unless I literally say it, so unless you're gonna pay me for me to talk to you about this, I am not going to. And of course, a slight ego boost there, but also a very nice getaway card. Yeah. I'm here to have a beer or a coffee or something, not to work, my friend.
Here to touch grass.
Look, my favorite when it comes to the only time and when it's not only applicable but absolutely recommended for you to be like that is when you sit with all the, like in Arabic we say, ammo for these type of people like is an uncle. This is what the word they use. I'm talking about dudes who are 65 plus, overweight, with a cigarette and a mustache, right? Maybe some of them are taxi drivers, some of them are university professors, doesn't matter. But in this family gathering, you sit with all of them, and you are maybe 4 decades younger than all the rest of them. But you sit and you have a banger of a conversation, and you hear the shit that they lived through, and you discuss. And then there's a nice, I guess, intergenerational. I mean, it doesn't exist in the same way I can imagine in the U.S. because a lot of like elderly Americans are just chuds. But with us, it's like you'll meet a guy who's like, "Oh yeah, no, I participated in this coup attempt, and sadly he failed." But like, he's just a guy.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
You want to see my bullet wound, bro? Fucking crazy.
I once sat with a. I probably shouldn't say this. I once sat with somebody who was pretty high up in the repressive apparatus of the former government, let's just say that much, with somebody who was imprisoned by said same department
Oh my God.
for many, many years. And they were just sitting and having coffee.
Just chilling?
Yeah. It was a fun
That
time.
rocks.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. It's So what game are you thinking of designing so that every single viewer immediately steals, JT?
Yeah, go for it, gang. If you want to steal my idea, feel free. I've been really fascinated with the idea of roguelikes recently. I love Hades. It is one of my favorite games of all time. And before that, I had never played a roguelike.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with the genre, which, I mean, if you're listening to a podcast, you know what a roguelike is.
There was both a jab and like a
and you're so
fucking
smart.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
You got skills.
You decide, dear listener. But you spawn in, you get placed into like a randomized series of dungeons. You fight as long as you can, and then you die, and then you get to keep some of the stuff. Like in Hades, you get this darkness that you can spend to level up your guy, which you keep. Everything else you have on the run, all your perks and buffs and stuff, that goes away. And then you just do it again and again and again and again. It's really fun. So I've been really curious if I could do that with a board game, which has a lot more structure in a way, because you have only a certain amount of pieces that are in the board or in the game box. The mechanics you can include are much simpler by the nature of cardboard and stuff like that. There's no like mechanical brain in there. So I'm playing with how to make a roguelike board game. So I'm calling it People's War. And the idea is you have a dude, you embody a revolutionary character. Each time you play the game, you get you're randomly assigned 3 traits that make it that determine what your best strategy is to win the series of encounters, and you have to beat a certain number of operations.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's so there's a lot of procedural generation in there through randomized decks and things like that. So it falls pretty squarely in the Ameritrash style of board game. So for those who aren't aware, there's Ameritrash, which is quote unquote dudes on a board, so like Risk and stuff like that, where it's direct conflict. And then there's Euro games, which are like Ticket to Ride and Agricola and stuff like that, where it's more abstracted competition, which is and sometimes cooperation, which is fun, like Pandemic. That was a cooperative game. But it's really fascinating. If you're interested in board game design, I highly recommend the book Building Blocks of Tabletop Game Design, an Encyclopedia of Mechanisms by Jeffrey Engelstein and Isaac Shalev, I don't know. But it's a textbook, so it's kind of pricey. It's like $50 when it's on sale. But it's got like every board game mechanic that you can think of in here, talking about cards, talking about economies, things like that. Really fascinating stuff if you're into board game design. If you would like to be a playtester, let me know once I have prototypes ready. And you're a patrons only, I will ship you out a prototype if I have enough of them. And you can tear it to shreds, please.
I love that.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Do I get one?
Hell yeah, you always get a signed one for when I'm famous.
Oh, yeah, daddy. Yes, glaze.
Yeah.
I would rather a little smooch on my lips along with it.
Hakeem, do you struggle sometimes with professional obsession over your medical career, where you're hanging out with people, you're touching grass and so on, but you constantly want to remind them about whatever thing they're doing during the grass touching period, that it is slowly killing them and annihilating their body and their psyche.
You know, my favorite bit about this, a lot of the people I end up hanging out with tend to be in similar. You meet people at work, you make friends at work, and then you hang out with them after work. Yeah, obviously. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people I do hang out with are physicians. So we don't usually need to do that. We just kind of have the simplest understanding. But anywhere I'm around where they're like I'm the only doctor, I end up being the dedicated like physician of the event, and people come up to me with all sorts of issues, and I don't mind. I think it's kind of fun actually to tell people to discuss their issues, discuss their medication, all that kind of stuff. It's fun.
My balls itch.
I mean,
what do I do?
It's a great party trick. It's a great. Oh my God.
that's the party trick. Let me show you the cremasteric reflex.
Hakeem back in the day talking up a lady and being like, "That seems to be a rash. Take off your shirt and let's see if it's
all
over the body."
I'm a physical learner. Never know. No, that also is the case. Yeah, no. I've never used medicine to flirt with anybody. That funny enough.
Good.
I don't think I've ever done that. Not in the way that you.
I've got Xannies.
Yeah. You think I'd be handing them out? You think these would be firmly in my front pocket?
$5.
Fuck that.
My guy, there is no doctor that didn't tell somebody they're flirting with that they're a doctor, because they knew immediately. They'll be like, okay, at least they're not a freak, okay?
But it comes out naturally, man. It's like, well, what do you do?
Yeah. Which is sometimes the most boring question you can ask, but you're kind of trying to get to know someone, so you have to go there most of the time. But it's always a very decent green flag, to me at least, when you meet someone and they're capable of holding a conversation for sometimes even hours without having to result to talking about what you do in the building you go and spend 8 to 12 hours in every day. And it's sometimes really nice because I don't have to tell them I'm a podcaster, which is fantastic.
You work in digital marketing. Yes. I work with
executive content production.
There you go. I'm an executive producer. Dude. Oh my God. Fuck. I was gonna say onto the main topic at hand. Moving along from the gorilla fights, the flirting at work, the whatever the fuck else aside from
which
JT's
is all
very cool.
touching grass.
JT's very cool. What's it called? Board game things. I'm very happy for you. Happy.
Oh shucks. I was like, oh, look at you making a game.
Yeah, literally. Look at the disabled kid. Yeah, very good.
I don't mean it that way. I mean, you have something you enjoy and I'm happy for you. That's it.
I know. Oh my God. You're always genuine.
Happy, I love you. It reminds me of, what's it called? I have a coworker that whenever she has any downtime, she gets to crocheting
Hell yeah.
at work. And she's fully scrubbed up. And
she's what's crocheting? Hitting people with a crochet?
No, big knitting.
Yeah, exactly right. Big knitting. Yeah, and I think she's gotten so good at it that I think she clears them out every time she has something new. She gets the hat done in a shift. Then she moves on to the sock. She's done.
New drop.
New drop. Also, by the way, it's like an endless series of gifts for everybody.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it's handmade. It's the same thing. Like if you go and buy a bowl in a store, you're like, yeah, I don't care. But if your dad comes, he's like, oh, there's a new hobby I made here. I made a bowl. You're like, oh, that's very fucking cool. Check out the bowl my dad made.
My dad makes he carves nice walking sticks, which is cool. He's always got like a bundle of them in the garage that he just gives away.
Very cute. I was gonna say on to the topic at hand, and this is touching grass supreme. What do you do to? I guess this is kind of the thing that we're trying to get across today. Politics is important. We've had this conversation before, but it's really good for you to have a life otherwise, and to spend time with people, and to maybe not just talk politics all the time, which is rich coming from us. And the best way, for me, the best way to do this is through cooking. I love to cook. I love to make food for people specifically, not just for me to eat it. Funnily enough, if I'm on my own, I very rarely cook. I'll barely eat, actually. But when there's people around, then I love to go all out and make more complicated or very complicated dishes. I don't care. And it's great. You spend time with people you love. You are making them something that they will then consume, which is also a labor of love and something that they appreciate. You feel good because you do it. You improve your skills in something, in a very necessary, I guess, a life tool, which is being able to throw shit in a pot and make it nice. I don't know. There's something so warm and loving. It must be like from the first day the bone was thrown into the fucking fire, and it's like, ooh, that meat smells nice. And then people sat together for a proper cooked meal rather than just eating raw flesh. This is my principal method of enjoying time with other people, and also opening up these conversations that naturally make their way through the.
Here's a question for you about cooking and your hobbies in general, boys. Do you do things because make brain quiet, or do you do them for mental stimulation or other?
To me, it's like there is a difference between actively forcing yourself to fully live in the moment, to truly enjoy life, to truly be in the moment, forcing yourself in it. And there's many ways how you can do it. One is realizing that right now you're doing something that is not enjoyable, etc., etc. And there is the other way, by doing stuff that you actually care about, or stuff that makes you continuously like tingle inside, I like to call it that way, by experiencing every single moment as is. And that's mostly why I do it. That's mostly why I socialize, both because I truly, truly love my friends, my loved ones, and so on. I love hosting the way, Hakeem described it through food, but I love, having as many people over, also feeding them if possible, and just hanging out into the very late hours of the night. And no, it's always the most fun when it's either in my home or somebody else's home. I love being hosted as well. But whenever I'm socializing, whenever I'm participating in these kind of moments where absolutely anything can happen, moments of one of those rare instances in modern, like completely alienated life, where you can potentially go out on an adventure that truly like leave me with the most long-term memories, unless I get too fucked up, then of course not. But that means it was really good. So I'm like, okay, that night must have been really good. But yeah, that's the main reason why I touch grass very, very commonly in general, through many forms. But for me, it's mostly socialization. But I don't do it I try not to do it as a form of escapism, even though sometimes that happens as well when you just want to shut off your brain, as you said. But most of the time, it's because truly when you are out and about or in your home, but when you're with other people, exploring topics, exploring life, or just doing unhinged things out in the street, the adventure flows, and you're constantly wanting to or not living in the moment. And that's how I feel the most alive. At least that's why I do it. But sometimes, you need a little bit of escapism to make brain go a little quiet before go crazy from anxiety. And some people very misinterpret that very strongly by like basically engaging in hardcore therapy speak at themselves in kind of feeling very anxious and so on, which is completely understandable. But then using completely like entrenching themselves in that, by using the anxiety that they feel to further alienate them from their acquaintances, friends, loved ones, and so on, when they tell themselves, I don't feel very good right now, so I'm just gonna stay in. I'm just gonna stay in. Canceling those hangouts, canceling those small little bagels and coffees during the day that we have been stimulated in modern, as what I said, therapy speak, as, just me time. Me time is extremely important. Of course, nobody's saying that it's not. But very often we kind of take it into this like borderline reactionary perspective where we're just further entrenching the very things that are causing us to be anxious by avoiding social interaction. And it's a snake that eats its own ass, as we used to say in earlier episodes. He said the thing.
Yeah, he said the thing.
I love it. I'm not one of those like brain needs to be quiet people, because I don't have that. I don't have that running thoughts all the time in my head thing. Although I sympathize with it because I know many people who do have this, but I've never had it personally. My thing is that I have this supreme urge and need to always be productive in some way, probably my upbringing and my work and whatnot. But it's such a bedrock characteristic of my personality at this point, and it's not good for me. But I've noticed this always. It's like if I don't do a certain amount of things per day, then I don't feel good about what I've done. It's the thing that I always found funny. It sounds funny always when I say it out loud, but to me it makes sense. Doing my day job, working as a physician in a particular, with all that entails, does not count as being productive enough for the day. Yeah, I need to come home and do something extra, right? I need to do work on here, we record an episode, I work on a script or something. I answer a bunch of emails or whatever. I do something administrative of some kind, so on and so forth. And only then do I feel like. And also on the flip side, when it is time for me to relax, I think I can have a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, where I can enjoy relaxing and doing basically nothing, watching YouTube videos or whatever the fuck. But then afterwards, I start getting that itch where I'm like, I'm bored and I don't feel good to continue to do this. I need to do something productive, quote unquote, for me to, remember I was talking with my dad about this, or I wasn't talking with my dad about this. Actually, it just kind of came up, one of those late night discussions, and he was doing something else, focusing and just talking aloud. And he mentioned in passing, he's focusing on something very stupid and small that he was trying to get work finically. And he was mentioning how he can't ever sit down. He's always been like that, but he's never been able to just sit down and do nothing. He's like, I can't sit down. If I have a full day where I don't have anything, I get these thoughts. I get these dark thoughts. And then he cut himself off. And then he just continued doing the thing, and I didn't ask any deeper. And I have that same thing. I don't get dark thoughts in that way. Like, I wouldn't describe it as dark thoughts. I just get this itch inside of me that I need to do something. So TLDR,
and it doesn't have to be a creative thing. It can just be a thing.
No, like it has to be like there's a certain threshold of what productive is. Like, for example, I've vacuumed and scrubbed the kitchen and the bathroom and wiped down all the surfaces. That counts as one thing that has been productive for the day, right? I need a certain amount of these productive things a day, so that, and that's also why I have this what's it called, tendency to clean very often as well.
Yes, yeah, we know.
You've noticed.
I wake up, Hakeem is scrubbing my feet. He's like, "What are you doing?"
So I can't let shit just be.
I can smell your ass from here. You didn't wipe properly.
Come here.
You no bidet having motherfucker.
Let Daddy take a look. Let Daddy clean you up.
Jesus Christ.
Get in there.
Vomit.
Exactly. But so TLDR, no, it's not to keep the voices quiet, but it's to scratch that itch, I guess, or to quiet the itch at least. Is why I do my shit.
Yeah, I think it becomes the voices when you don't scratch the itch for a very long time.
Yeah.
Get it? That's when it starts screaming. That's when the anxiety is like completely over the fucking top. And you can, even when you fucked up to an extent because of you being a lazy fuck, or come on, we're commies because of material conditions and so on. Your life just derailing in this or that way, the way it does for basically everyone. Then a nice way to start is by starting to scratch one itch at a time, as one of our favorite philosophers once said. Make your bed, Jordan Peterson, but to an extent, unironically, start with easy first steps, and then eventually you will both have the energy and the capacity and lack of incredible loudness in your brain to do more and more productive stuff, more and more creative stuff, etc., etc. Start slow, start fucking snowballing it. I've dealt with that so many times in my life, so I pretty much segmented most of my weeks, not in like crazy fucking American Psycho guy, but I have days that are definitely, no matter how lazy I feel, I dedicate to socialization. There are days that I very, very heavily dedicate to work. In certain structures that work for me or don't. Days when I dedicate to other types of productivity that's outside of work. And then I have every single week, I literally, like with my girlfriend, I literally tell her, okay, I no longer exist today. My just pure, eternal fucking, I am melting into the fucking couch. I am finding the boogers that I planted in it from like 3 fucking months ago. I am not doing absolutely fucking anything except gaming, binging fucking shows. I love cinema so fucking much. I dedicate so much time to cinema, both through active viewing and then trying to get to the crux of what the artist making it wanted to say, what the writer wanted to say, but also as pure entertainment that allows me to again melt into my couch and do absolutely nothing. Do I feel bad after I do it? Yes, I do. But do I feel much worse if I don't have that one day that I understand is incredibly privileged to be able to afford? Like, don't even get me started. Do I get more benefits than minuses out of it? For now, absolutely. And I'm pretty sure that maybe JT can agree one day, if God allows, I have kids or whatever, that day is going to be a borderline impossibility. So I'm trying to milk the current privileged position I find myself in as much as I can to basically be couch potat.
Hey. Are you a Criterion Collection boy? Or are you just like a acquire digital versions of films to watch boy?
No, I have quite a few purchased digital versions. I have some CDs from back in the day when that was a thing. Back home, I think I have like at least 150 RR, if you know what I mean, discs.
Yeah.
But in my part of the world, there was no there's maybe, I don't know, fucking 5 record shops where I'm at for music, but for film you don't really. But I have a very large, that I will never reveal because I rate films in a horrible way, very large IMDb roster of, I think I've rated like at least 500 films.
Wow.
And shows and stuff, but it's toxic because I either give it a 1, I either give it a 4, or I give it a 10. Like, it's easy for you to get me into a 10. You just gotta make me feel emotional at least once. And the rest is a 4 or a 1. Or sometimes not even. Sometimes I don't rate because and when I don't rate is when I watch a film and I'm like, this is 100% not for me. Like, this was not made for me, and that's why I don't get it. It's not that I don't get it because it fucking sucks. Then I will give you a 1. I am the objective authority on all things. But when I really see that, okay, this is really not for me, then I don't rate it at all. Right?
Yeah. Well, we derailed from Hakeem's beautiful cooking segment. So, Hakeem, when did you start doing your cooking stuff? Because growing up, my dad was such a good cook that he just did everything for us. Like in Kelsey's family, they just kind of rotated. So they all became very competent. Yeah. What was it like in your family?
My parents were very independence driven for me. And this is a trend in my general family. We're very strange. Even for Arabs, we're very strange as well. Not the independence thing is not the strangest, but it's just like socialization. Like, my family's very probably antisocial by Arab standards, probably normal for anybody else, but antisocial for Arab standards. The thing, like connection with parents, the vast majority of Arabs are very like close to their parents, very open, very what's it called? Like this filial piety type of thing, not in the East Asian sense, but you know what I mean.
Sure.
Like, there's a lot of respect and all that kind of stuff. And no matter how old you are as a kid, your parents are still like, on the pedestal, and you're still their kid and whatnot. And that relationship doesn't change too much, right? Of course, you are an adult and they respect you as an adult and whatnot, but they're still always your parents. They never just become your friend in that way, if that makes sense. In our family, it was very different. My parents wanted. And just generally in our family and the extended family, kids are very independent of the parents. Everything you need to learn to do on your own and stand on your own is done from a very early age. And cooking was one of those things. From 10 years old or so, I would be preparing meals for my family, for example. And it wasn't like every day, but it happened frequently enough. And then afterwards, in university, because I had my own place and I could cook however I wanted and buy whatever ingredients I wanted and whatnot, I would experiment a lot more, and that's where I enjoyed. That's where I guess I really picked up the skill, and ever since then it's I had this crazy thing. Oh my god! When I was the first year of me working, I would do this thing where I would cook twice every single day, where I would cook lunch for myself every single day, and then for dinner I would make a entire separate meal, and it would be like the lunch that I take with me to work the next day.
Meal
I would
prep,
never do I would never do the meal prepping of one meal that I have. I would always cook 2 separate meals so I'd have variety. I don't know why I did that. I did that for a whole year. I did that for a whole year, and I did enjoy it. And ever since, and now it's I have a new wind recently, actually, where I'm experimenting with something I have never experimented with before, which is trying to make. Oh, this is very. You're gonna think this is silly. Trying to make sauces that go with that contrast, but also match with the marinade of whatever I'm making. So let's say that you're making, I don't know, like a saffron marinade or something for chicken, right? I want to make a sauce that will bring out those saffron notes nicely, but then have something else that contrasts, so it's still unique. It's not just the same flavor repeating. So you put some mint and lemon, some yogurt with some garlic and whatnot, and then afterwards you have a something, and then you sprinkle a bit, you powder a bit of saffron, you mix it into it as well. Some of it you soak in water, and the rest of it you just keep powdered. So even there's a bit of heterogeneity in the with each bite of just the sauce as well, but it also brings out the saffron notes in the actual chicken. It's just stupid shit. This is
that's cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Food is cool because it's both an art and a science. Like there are specific numbers, like temperatures and things like that, and ways things react. But also, it's a lot of
numbers.
I don't know how it works. You add 2 and 5 and shit, 165 degrees for chicken. I don't know, but but I don't know. It's cool. Like there's a lot of room for experimentation, even if you know like what temperature chicken needs to get to be safe to eat, stuff like that. I don't know. I ain't no cook, so it's all witchcraft to me.
Unless it's delivered to you in a homophobic chicken bag, or
that's right. I did have Chick-fil-A for lunch today.
Yeah. I don't know how you fucking do it. I do. I wake up in peril on occasion thinking about your fucking.
I'm gonna take you to Chick-fil-A.
I don't care, but I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's good. You wouldn't be eating it every fucking day. I mean, you with your palate.
Once a week.
That your infant daughter has a wider base of flavors that you'll test. Oh my god.
Speaking of sauces, I made the mistake. She's been a little bit picky recently. Not like picky, just she won't eat as much as she used to. I'm like, you gotta eat a little bit more than that. And I was like, okay, fine. Let me show you something cool. And I get out some sauces to show her. Like, you want to try one of these? She's like, what is this? I said, these are sauces. You can dip your chicken in it, or whatever she was having. And she's like, so she asked for a little bit of one, and I gave her a little bit of one, and she liked it. She said, you want to try that one, and that one, and that one, and all of them. And so I was like, okay, shit. So I had like 8 sauces on the counter, and I had barbecue sauce, spicy brown mustard, yellow mustard, ketchup, ranch, soy sauce, buffalo sauce. I think that was everything. So she had like 7 sauces on her tray, and she ate more than she has in a long time. So she is a sauce queen. She's you're gonna have to give us your sauce recipes to give to Evie. I will
sure thing. I will
relay them to her.
My god. Jeez. I would love to. Generally, I can't wait to get a proper chance to cook for you guys. Whenever we travel together, the 2 times we've done that so far, and we're gonna do that many more times, inshallah. We have such a good time just going out every day. And we had trying out different cuisines and different places, and just having the routine of it, right? Because it keeps us within the my military march demands for the boys were
severe, stringent.
Well, until your Achilles snaps, we shall walk.
I still have muscle.
My feet hurt.
I'm very proud of you boys. Not one of you told me, "Hey, can we sit for a bit?"
No,
can
no complaints.
Can we not do this today? Yeah.
No place for the week. All right, you'll get your orange juice. We're at home.
Yeah,
we'll spend all your money.
Yeah, exactly right.
We did better this last time though. We walked a lot, but we also chilled. Like in the evenings, we watched a movie, like 3 nights in a row or something like that.
It was a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah.
We'll make it
so
one of these
times we're gonna watch a movie and we're gonna cook and have a home cooked meal together. That's gonna be great.
Oof, I can't wait. That's gonna be so much
and
fun.
play a board game. We're gonna play Ticket to Ride.
Yeah, let's do it. Or Catan, or whatever the fuck.
Hell yeah, Settlers of Catan rocks, dude.
It is.
It is the gateway drug for Euro games.
You just gotta
excuse me. What? There's slurs for this?
Yeah, Euro games. Yes.
It's just because it's European. That's why it's Is there like a?
It's a different philosophy of games, which I touched on briefly earlier.
We literally talked about it 10 minutes ago. Oh,
sorry.
No, you're good. But it is it's a broad category.
I think I just missed the fact that you called it a Euro game. That's I thought.
Yeah, there's Ameritrash and Euro games, or constructive and destructive games is the parlance some people use.
My European sentiment was hurt deeply.
But that's me. That's me in cooking, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I've been trying a little bit to cook a bit more. Like I've got a few dishes that I can do. I will say I make really good chili. I make the best chili of anyone I know. But
That's the classic wife guy. He has like the one meal. Yeah,
that's the chili thing, and I take it to the cookoff, and I win the neighborhood cup down in the cul-de-sac of the chili cookoff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I don't cook for my woman almost ever because I'm an evil misogynist. I have the easiest Valentine's Day every single year because for Valentine's Day I cook. And
what is your go-to meal? I remember you mentioned the last. What is it?
I make different things. I go on the internet and I write top 100 easy but fancy-looking Valentine's Day meals for
my love partner. For you. Peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly. And then it explains it, and I just follow the instructions, and it usually turns out well. It turns out great. But yeah, I'm also the typical fucking Balkan grill guy. I can grill you anything, blah, blah, blah.
Hey, and that counts.
What?
That counts. That counts as cooking.
It's
kind of,
I guess.
You season it too, that's cooking.
Yeah.
Hakeem, weigh in. Is grilling, if you season the meat and grill it, that's cooking.
He said, but also to be fair to the grill masters, grilling is forgiving once you get good at it. But then in the beginning, you fuck up a lot if you don't know what you're doing.
Especially to start up the fire and start up. If we're talking actual fire, it's you got to know what you're doing to an extent. And I literally learned by always being the incredibly toxic, one guy working, 4 guys commenting. So that would.
It's so much fun, dude. Yeah. It's so much fun. Fuck.
That's my number one thing when the weather gets good. We rent out that's very popular in the Balkans, and it's not too expensive when it's like 5, 6, 10 dudes or whatever. We rent out these cottages or houses or villas out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Doesn't matter if it's in a forest, at the sea, next to a lake, etc., etc. And then just 2 days of walking, talking, eating, and just dudes being dudes. I have the eternal, connected to the topic, the eternal drive of being a slightly less toxic than typical bro, and especially this, like going out into nature, fully relaxing and hanging out with the dudes, and then throwing a couple on the fucking grill, and that's exactly right where I learned from, because there's one guy like doing everything from the coals to the little wood sticks to if they're very lazy, just pours fucking gasoline on it. But I was always the guy next to him with a beer saying, "That's not how you do it. That's not how you do it." And then there's always a guy that gets pissed off, and he's like, "You want to do it? You want to do it?" And then you're like, "No, I don't want to do it." And you just take your sip. Fucking eternal classic. And then and it takes forever, and you're so fucking hungry because there's something about the air up on the mountain or in the forest or wherever that just makes you hungrier. And then it finally gets finished, and nobody, especially if it's a dudes group, nobody gives a fuck about decorating anything. But everybody's fucking hungry, and you just start attacking the big plates and just annihilating every piece of murdered animal in front of you. It's so good. But we also recently, that's how I know I started adulting. Recently, when we go out on these things or whatever, we also started making salads and dips and other stuff. Somebody prepare something at home, and then and it becomes a proper meal, and it also restarts the day, because you've been hanging with the same dude for fucking 7-8 hours. He's becoming boring. You eat, and the night is reinvigorated, right? And also the fatty levels in the body make you feel less drunk, so you're like, okay, I'm not dying, and you can continue. But literally touching grass, but actually literally like grass is fucking awesome. But it's again, amazing. It's privilege to be able to have enough friends or to have the finances. But if you can, Jesus fucking Christ, it's one of those things. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's one of those things that like you watched in movies and it looks like such a great vibe, and it's actually. When you go,
it lives up to the hype,
yeah. It lives. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Lives up to the hype. Thank you, my millennial
You got it.
Hype guy. But no, for real, it lives up to the hype. Go touch actual physical grass. You might actually enjoy it if you're not an urban type. A lot of people are born in urban environments thinking that they're urban, and they never check out the other thing, and vice versa. A lot of people are born in small places, never really tried out the urban, and feel like there's something missing.
Yeah.
So also, check out.
But isn't there something?
Stuff.
Ain't there something sciencey about your feet, like bare feet in the grass, Hakeem?
Yeah, surely.
Don't that tickle your brain or something?
It's not just about you being you're having your feet in the grass. It's general exposure to green areas associated with lower blood pressure, better world outlook, just your the thought content that you express improves. Your likelihood of early death is actually correlated with greater exposure to green areas and whatnot. It's just
What, it increases? What?
No, you're what's it called? You're less likely to die early.
Less likely. Okay, I was like, I go to parks every
It's like,
fucking
oh God.
day. Yeah, literally, I
also
walk in a park
socialist parks
every
are
day.
different.
Jesus Christ, I was like, I'm dying to.
Anybody who hasn't seen a socialist city, but a good chunk of our audience is also across former socialist or Soviet countries. But some people aren't. If you've never been in a socialist city, you don't know what proper green spaces are in general, unless you're in like Barcelona or something, right? And North America, fucking forget about it. Jesus Christ, you see a tiny slither. I've seen videos of New York where there's like one tree. When you look at it from above, there's the big park, Central Park, right? And I thought like Central Park, haha, cute name. No, Central Park is because there's the one fucking park, and then it's just a concrete fucking jungle. Literally. Jesus Christ, dude.
We have amazing national parks. I will say that there is some truly astounding natural beauty in the United States, in North America. However, in like the suburbs and the cities and stuff, they are not designed with like human health or animal health and well-being in mind.
Like
when it comes to green spaces,
just like there's no fucking trees, or like in people's yards. They just have lawns. I mean, in the Balkans, of course, it's like this, but in where I come from, it's very normal to have several fruit trees and shit in your garden.
We do as well.
But in the U.S., I don't think. I mean, I'm sure in the more tropical areas and whatnot. But
it depends on where you are. Like we moved from Texas, DFW, to South Carolina. South Carolina is more tropical. People do have some fruit trees, like citrus trees and stuff sometimes. But it's so much greener here too. Oh my gosh, my road rage has been so much less severe. It's nice.
It's a different kind. It's an entirely different universe. With this. And
I'm literally surrounded by parks. I have a park. I live almost in the center of the city. Thank you, patrons.
You're about to get GeoGuessered, my dude.
And I am like, I don't care. Come to my house. I will have a great conversation with you.
Hey.
I have like a relatively shitty, like very slick socialist era, because not shitty because it was built then, but because it wasn't upkept. But still, beautiful greenery and so on. 2 minutes walking away from me.
That's awesome.
And
That's
then
so cool.
10 minutes walking, I have an incredibly well kept one, and 15 minutes walking the city center park that is one of the 6 city center parks. They're like parks, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, everything just smells like trees. I live in a building, and when I go out on my balcony, I can see trees.
That's great.
It's trees in front of it. I live in a park, literally, to an extent. Yeah. So it's amazing, grass be nice.
It does make a huge difference. Yeah.
But do that. Go physically touch grass with your feet, lay in it. Go with your beloved and sit under a what's it called, apple tree, and just muse about life.
And one thing that I've struggled with for a long time is like, you don't have to do the same thing every day. Like if your routine is get up, go to work, stop at the same place for lunch, come home, like do the same thing, watch a show, go to bed. You don't have to do that. Just like turn right instead of turning left at one point and see, and then just that will open up your mind in a way that is surprising. Like back when I worked at Best Buy, I would get so depressed a lot of the time, and then one day I was like, I'm just gonna go sit on that curb over there and watch like cars go by, which sounds incredibly depressing, and like comparatively it is, but I hadn't done that before, and I was like, I hear some birds that I haven't heard before. That's like I saw some cool cars go by. I'm not, doing the same thing. Just don't be a drone. Like make choices that are different, and it's so engaging. Like it's such a cool thing. Like choose to go and walk around a park or your neighborhood, or I don't know, walk up and down the flight of stairs for get a little energy. I don't know.
Yeah, don't go to the same park absolutely always.
Yeah.
Don't go to the same restaurant always. Don't go to the same bar always. Don't it's that time of the year when we get to travel. We finally saved up some money. Let's go to the same place we went to for 8 times because it's comfy. Yes, it's comfy, and go every other year to the comfy place. One year, go see a fucking, I don't know, a guy going, whoa, shaking some shit instead of walking a guy not shake some shit. I was trying to allude to go see different cultures, which I defined
You
as
gave it a
shaking
shot.
some
You
shit.
gave it a shot. A change is as good as a holiday, they say. That's a good quote. But how about this, boys? We're coming up on an hour. Why don't we each give our dear piggies, our audience, 2 activities that they should try, just for fun? What, if you had to pick, what 2 activities would you recommend that our audience try? And I'm picking 2 because I have 2 to give. I'll give you time to think by giving mine. Number 1, Magic the Gathering.
Hey.
I even brought my shiny card. Where's the camera? There it is. Check it out. This is a Magic card. It's not hard to learn to play. Like the rules are on each card. You can learn the base rules very, very simply in like half an hour, and the cards tell you everything else. There's infinite replayability. Like you can proxy your decks, so it's like people are like, "Oh, Magic's so expensive." It doesn't have to be. I just bought 5 decks the other day, and normally if you bought that with legit cards, it'd be thousands of dollars. But that, like, to have them nicely printed and shipped from China with like the tariffs that are huge, that added like $50 to the thing.
It's
It's like $90.
as the proper printing or something.
It's better. It's better than the actual printing. But yeah, if you're in the Discord, hit me up and I'll tell you how to do the proxying. But Magic the Gathering would be my one thing. It's very, very fun. Also, my other thing, if you have a car or if you are around cars all the time, try detailing cars. It sounds really boring, but it's incredibly rewarding. To me, at least. You don't realize how dirty your car is until you wash it. You're like, oh, that's shiny. That looks nice.
I think everyone except Americans is so confused at that because almost all of us like go and we either wash our cars, detail them by ourselves, or we give it to a guy to. That's how you wash the car. Like that's.
We have the guy. I know.
I take it to a guy. Yeah. But sometimes you're rushing. But no, it's very. Well. It is meditation to an extent. I agree. Especially,
not like with a garden hose or anything like that. You do like get the proper products, get the cleaning stuff, use microfiber towels and like stuff like that.
This is me with cleaning, just cleaning like the apartment.
Yeah, go all in, go insane. It's fun. God. It's so rewarding, and like you can start with the interior if you want to do that. Get a little vacuum, get all the crumbs out, get your little Q-tips out, and clean the air vents. It's amazing what a difference it makes. Just like beautiful. I don't know, especially if you have a long commute, you got to sit in that thing. Make it nice.
Yeah, you should be in a clean car. Don't be a dirty fuck. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah.
But great. It's a great activity. If you are one of those people who need something to make brain quiet, detailing a car will make brain quiet. I promise you that.
It does. Nice. That's lovely. My 2 are simple. Something that I rediscovered recently. Go to your local theater. I know. Oh my God, that's some boomer shit. That's some boomer shit. Ooh, no, it's a different experience. You'll always be able to see a completely different play. Some of them are unironically like life altering, just how good they are and how well they cover a particular topic, or just a narrative. Dude, like it doesn't even have to.
Theater, opera. Plays, just performances, just go.
Physical performance, not something.
I've never
been
to an opera.
Yeah,
I've never been to an opera.
To take you, fuck.
Yeah, I would love to go. I love theater. It's really cool. But yeah, that's another thing. Like, I haven't chosen to do that. I should choose to do that.
Yeah. Or like, and this is, I guess I'll do 3. Second is go, I mean, it's connected to theater, it's just a different type, because Hakeem already mentioned opera and so on. Go to a concert, right? It can be your band, it can be classical music, it can be a fucking rager, doesn't matter what it is. Like just people around you, it's live in front of you. It's very different than your headphones, my friend. It really is, my friend. And you feel so alive. Adventure, try something new.
I was going to say just on this as well, something that I don't think people really notice. Wherever city you're in, most likely there are a bunch of enthusiasts that like to get together for, I mean, in North America, maybe less so. It's probably more like pop or rock or metal or whatever focused. But in many other parts of the world, there's a lot of cultural music that's played by enthusiasts. If you're Dude, I was randomly in Turkey, and we were walking down one random street in a particular place visiting some people, and there was a open, like, yeah, come in and sit, open performance. And there's a bunch of young kids who do the like the traditional Turkish drumming, cool. And one guy who does like the this like a spoken, it's like spoken poetry almost, but
slam poetry.
Yeah, but it's like it's not that. Yeah. It's a tradition that goes back over 1,000 years. Like, right? And you just sit and you just look at a bunch of people your age and slightly younger, and they're just outside with the smell of cigarette smoke around you. Not that I'm advocating for it, but it's pleasant. In the open air, and you're just seeing that. It's a fucking vibe, man. And it, all from like this kind of like not very highly organized to proper performances that you go and see. Like, oh, I want to know what Albanian traditional music is like. Yeah, you just walk in. It's fantastic.
Absolutely,
that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you see,
there are some places
a street
like that.
Sign of a thing that's fucking inviting you.
Why
Accept
not?
the invitation from time to time, unless it's crack. Don't do crack.
Yeah, if it's scrawled on like a bathroom stall, maybe don't call that number. But like flyers and stuff, sure.
Yeah. Why not? It's not for me, but I know a lot of people enjoy like stand-up comedy and so on. I enjoyed like 50% of, which I guess is a very high percentage. Do that, and one for the very, very outgoing among you. My last one: go alone to a bar, but like a safe bar. Don't go to like some fucking really fucked up place. Yeah, especially if you are, not 6'2". Go alone. You have the worst thing that can happen is you sit there for 30 minutes, you fucking bored, you go home. Okay, you wasted 30 minutes there, 20 minutes to there and to leave. I've had some of the wildest experiences of my life from literally like sitting in my living room and being like, dude, I'm so what am I doing? And I just went, and then holy fucking shit, some friends that I made for life to this day. So I don't know, this is different with different cultural contexts and so on, but try it.
No, that's good advice for anything. Just try it alone. Like, do stuff alone. Makes it's a completely different experience. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like sad and lonely. It just can be.
Oh no, of course.
If you don't like it, then you just
then it's not for you.
Pack up your shit and you go. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
And you know that you don't like it, right? That's the point.
Yeah. Very nice. My two things. One that I'll kind of expand from about cooking, and that is, of course, you can cook for people. But another thing that's a lot of fun is invite some people over and cook with them. You give everybody individual tasks. Of course, let them know ahead of time. Sesh. Exactly right. Yeah. And then you kind of try to do something ambitious, right? So everybody has fun things to do. And then afterwards, you can make it a 4 or 5 hour thing. Maybe have it so that you even need to make dough that needs to rest, and then all that shit. Have a fucking great time.
And you give that one asshole you don't like, you make him make the puff pastry.
Exactly right. And then afterwards, if it turns out great, then you had a great meal, and you have the triumph of having made something by your hands that you taste and was delicious with a bunch of people. Or what's up?
Hakeem fitting to drop triumph of the will.
I was about to say the triumph of the will, just for the memes. I knew it. But you know me so well. Otherwise, if you end up fucking up, then you could just meme about how dog shit you are. It's fun. It's a good time, right? It's a great way of also socializing. One thing, and that's kind of going off of what Hugo said. Doing something alone. I know you have some books on your reading list. Last time we shouted out Mike, who was driving. This time I'm going to shout out Adam. Adam, I know you have bullshit. I know you're sitting at your desk right now. I know you have books in your fucking reading list that you haven't read. I know it. So this is what you got to do. You pick up one that you find interesting. Don't do the shit that I do, where you find a book and you're like, this is medicine. I need to fucking read this. I need the info. I'm going to sit here and I fucking hate it, but I read it. Pick something that you'll genuinely enjoy, right? Take that with you and go to a cafe. If you live in North America, I don't know what to tell you. I guess kill yourself.
Starbucks.
I don't know. No, don't go there.
Yeah, I
no.
can't go to Starbucks.
Go to a
McDonald's.
proper cafe.
Shit.
Find a proper cafe in your town. Somewhere to find a proper cafe. If you live everywhere else in the world, then you know where cafes are and you have a regular existence. Go to a cafe. Sit somewhere by a window, preferably. If it's nice weather, then sit in any outdoor seating that they might have, or terrace or whatnot. Grab that book and order a pastry, order something warm to drink, and sit there for a good 2-3 hours and just read. Let the world pass you by. Let people go in and out, hear the noises of just existing in this business, and then enjoy your book. If you feel silly, you're not going to feel silly after 15 minutes of reading. You're going to get absorbed with what you're reading because you actually enjoy reading it. Otherwise, if you do still feel silly, well, you got a little sweet treat, right? And you did a few pages of your reading that you need to be reading, Adam. And then afterwards, you move on with your life. Adam. That's my two recommendations.
Absolutely.
Nice. Good selections, boys. Good selections.
And goon with your bros, of course.
Oh yeah, goes without saying.
Do after this ends, and if you're interested and would like to see, then you can join our Patreon.
The highest tier, the hidden tier.
Yeah. Oh my god.
This is goon, bro.
We're just barely joking there, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my god, the things we've seen. Oof. Hugo's feet.
Look at those. You know he's got a 6th toe on one of them feet.
Yeah, it's my special talent.
You guys want to see something cool?
My favorite thing. Did we mention this last time? When we went in our super secretive, what's it called? Vacation, us all together. I recorded lots of these little clips, right? And then I compiled them all together, blah, blah. It ended up being over an hour and a half, or an hour and 20 minutes long.
Feature length, yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
I watched the whole thing. It was
great. We need to sit together once and just scrub through it and relive the memories. One of my favorite things is Hugo is sitting in one of the Airbnbs that we have, and he has a bottle of, I believe, tequila. That we had with much difficulty found in this country.
The one bottle of tequila in the city. Yeah.
I don't drink. The two boys do. JT want tequila, so we went and got tequila. And there was half of this bottle left, or maybe like a third of it left. And it was a big bottle though. And Hugo, we were getting ready to sleep. It's like 2 a.m. We just finished the movie. We had a very long day, and tomorrow we have to get up early to leave. And Hugo was like, "Hey," he points at JT. Is like, "Hey, you, we need to finish this." And he shows the bottle, and JT's like, "What do you mean, fucking finish this?" And then he points, like, "It's just a little thing. I'm gonna give you it's half a cup or a cup of liquor." And JT's like, "A cup." Oh my god, I love it so much.
Preach.
That was fun.
He was a good soldier. Finished it.
I did my best.
All right.
Legend.
And with all this being said, today we've had a nice little overview. You should touch some grass, spend some time with your loved ones, do things that help you calm your mind down or calm whatever overworking tendency you might have, or just helps you unwind, no matter what it is. Do the things, read the theory, organize if you need to, which you do need to. But most of all, try to also give some time to yourself. You need it. We really appreciate all of you. We love every single person who joins the Patreon and anybody who listens to us. But an extra big sloppy kiss and thank you to all the patrons. We could not do this without you. I will do exactly what JT did. I will play with the balls. I will inspect your perineum.
Whatever you want.
As much as you like. As part of my actual duties as a physician. The final patient I had today as a what's it called? Side question mentions like, oh, by the way, I have I'm impotent. I have erectile dysfunction. Could you please? I'm like, is this really the space for you to be discussing this with me, my guy? He was so soft spoken and sweet, big burly man, very soft spoken, and he was like, by the way. All right, anyways. With that being said, this has been the Deprogram. I'm Hakeem.
I'm JT.
And I'm Hugo, and just don't tell anything to your doctor.
Don't trust him.